Hey everybody, good morning. Good morning. It's a beautiful rainy day today. I should open the sunroof just for that. Okay, I'm going to be quick because I am headed to the office and hopefully I can get some breakfast because I had a good workout and I need some protein. But I just want to talk about something that I saw recently on, I think it was Instagram I was on, and though I'm used to it, it still irks me, and I feel like at some point we're going to need to grow up. We're going to need to shift, and hopefully the shift can really come soon, like yesterday, because as far as I can tell, if you know anything about the wealth transfer, that the wealth of the wicked is laid up for the just, I just want you to know that it's already happening. And I want you to realize that it's not a frivolous thing. It's not something that's going to happen with a check falling from the sky. It's not something that's going to be like, I think a lot of ways that people have thought that it's going to come. In this, there's literally a changing of the guards and a changing of an whole entire era, okay? Where we saw there was an industrial revolution, and now, where we went from everything just being whatever can be done by hand, whatever can be done by labor, shifting over to having machines, and those machines being able to do more than what human hands could do, right? It 10 times, 100x is the power of what can get done just by human hands. Well, now, fast forward, we're in this, so we have we're in this knowledge revolution. And in this knowledge revolution, we are in this place where we want information, we want change, we want transformation. This generation is different in that, and the atmosphere and the air of society is different in that we know there's other ways of doing things. We know there's other realities. We know there's other ways that we can live other than how we're living now. Like if me growing up, I grew up in the 80s. So if I wanted to talk to my grandma or my grandpa, we would have to go to the store, get a calling card, and sit down, wait for the time to kind of align that window where we're still awake and they're still awake all the way over across the world in Nigeria. And then hopefully they would be home, and when we call them from our home phone using the calling card, they would pick up their home phone, because it's not like you can plan. It's not like you can send a text. It's not like you can do a WhatsApp with a video. No, it's like you just had to be home to get the phone call. You just had to be there when the phone rang so that you can see that someone is calling you or somebody is looking for you, right? And then if you're not home and you're driving, you'd have to stop. You have to go to a payphone. You have to have some coins and then use the phone so that you can say, hey, how do I get from Houston to Texarkana? Like, what do I need to look for? Like, that's where we used to be. But now we don't have to do that. If we want to know how to get somewhere, we tap an app on our phone and it tells us where to go. I remember back in the day where you had to use your computer with dial-up internet, write down, especially if your memory wasn't the best, write down the directions so that you can go somewhere. Like, that's how it used to be. But now we don't have to do that. So we're in the generation, we're in the era, we're in this place and space in which people want information, people can say, okay, this is where I am, this is my reality, but I don't have to stay in this reality. I can do something more for myself. I can have more. I don't have to wait to go to the mall for someone to find me and think I'm pretty so that I can become a model. No, I can just start modeling and posing and taking pictures and posting it to my social media, and hundreds and thousands of people can see me and find me, and I can become a quote unquote overnight model, an overnight star, what have you. This is the era that we live in. Like, social media and the internet has literally compressed decades into days, and a lot of people they're not paying attention. They're not awake. They don't get it, and I don't understand why. I don't know what it's going to take. I don't know what needs to happen in order for us to get it, but all of that is to say that we can absolutely go from where we currently are. You know, if you're working your 9 to 5, if you have a business, or you have a business and the business isn't working, and within a matter of days, that whole thing can change and shift for you just based on the information and the knowledge that you get your hands on. Like, that's powerful. That is sometimes when I sit down and think about it, I just, and maybe it's just because of how I grew up in the era I grew up in and the generation I grew up in, but that just blows my mind. It's amazing to me. But yet we sleep on it. And then what's even worse is the fact that we sleep on our own gifts, talents, skills, abilities, knowledge, know-how, the things that come so easy to us. We just like, it's just what it is. Oh yeah, people tell me my skin looks great. People tell me I look young. But you are complaining about your finances instead of helping people fix their skin, helping people fix their diet so they can recomposite their body. They can reverse diabetes. They can grow their hair out. They can learn sales skills and marketing skills, and they can be a better parent because they didn't grow up with one. And they can, there's so many problems in the world that we can boo-hoo and complain about, but can we take action and steps to fix it? Yeah, you can. You absolutely can. So when I saw this post, and this girl, she was talking about, that she's a believer, and she's hosting something, and it costs money, and how people were being so cynical with her in the comment section, like she should be doing it for free. And I'm just like perplexed in my mind, like, why would you think that someone should give what they have learned, what they have sacrificed to build and grow away for free? If the shoe was on the other foot, would you give it away for free? If she's telling you, hey, I'm a believer, but I also believe in using my gift. I also believe that my gift can make room for me. I also believe and know that my reality doesn't have to stay the same. And if you want this information that I've acquired and I've learned, then I'm going to charge you for it. Like, and the guys it's a whole thread of people in the comment section like, oh, she's just using God to promote her business, and she's just using God to make money, and she's just I forgot something else that he said that I was like, really? When the scripture says the poor shall be among you always, boy, that thing ain't lying. I mean, it ain't never lied anyway, but it I'm thinking to myself, like, you are poor, and that doesn't mean poor in your bank account. It's poor in your spirit. That somebody is a believer and they shouldn't charge for their knowledge, for their skill, for something that took them their whole lifetime to figure out. They should just give it away for free. So they should just cast their pearl before swine. Yeah? And you think that that's right. You think that that's good. She wasn't saying, oh, that, you have to, this is the only way you can figure it out, and you can't do anything else. And like even her what she was saying didn't even give that air. It didn't give, oh my goodness, this line is, I don't know if I'm gonna have time now. Oh, y'all. Okay, let's see. It didn't give off that air. It didn't give off the air of I'm trying to pimp God. It didn't give off that thought process at all. It really gave off, y'all, we need to shape up. We need to go. And this is the area of my expertise. And if you want to learn from me, then learn from me. And by the way, I'm a believer too. So I know where you're coming from. I know you're I'm familiar with what you grew up learning in church, and I'm familiar with the things that we've been taught about wealth and the misunderstanding and the incongruencies, and how you can have so much resistance within you when it comes to wealth, when it comes to money, even though the richest man that ever lived is found in the Bible, is found in the Word, is King Solomon, right? When you look at Solomon's life and you see that this man was a consultant, he literally asked God for wisdom. He didn't ask God for money. He didn't ask God for wealth. He didn't ask for all these different things. He got those things because he had wisdom. That's why. And then that wisdom now allowed him to share and say, hey, this is how you operate. This is how you rule your land. This is how you organize things. This is how you structure. And hey, we know the Lord loves things done decently and in order. That's why you have to have structure. That's why when most people that come to me, like my clients, when they come to me, I know one of the first things that we're going to have to do is some structure. We're going to have to get things in order. We're going to have to put some systems in place. We're going to have to do some automations, because most times when people are struggling in their business, they're struggling because they don't have structure. They don't know how to, and sometimes you can have it in your head. Yes, get out of line. Get out of line. It's too long. Get out of line, child. Woohoo! I done moved up, y'all. Hold on. You'll figure it out. But it worked out for me, okay? You can have it in your head and you're like I know what I need to do. I know how I want it to go. I know how it's supposed to work out. But from head to execution is like missing. So then we work on that. And then that within itself gives them time back. That within itself allows them to hire out. That within itself allows for the business to start flowing more fluidly, and they have more time. It never fails. It never fails. But guess what? How did I learn it? I learned that because I'm a believer. I learned that because I've sat myself down so I can learn the ways of the Word, and I can say, hey, if things are done decently and in order, then I need to figure out how to put things together and make them decent and in order. If I got to hire somebody, if I got to get a program, if I got to, whatever I got to do it so that this thing works according to how the Word says things are supposed to work. And when I implement those biblical principles, that's when I see increase. That's when I see level up. That's when I see wealth. That's what I'm saying when we talk about the wealth transfer. And I've spent years figuring this stuff out. And someone's going to come to me and say, okay, well, just show me how to do it and give it to me. After I've spent how much time that I've spent, and I've cried and I've banged my head and I've had to create new neurological pathways in my brain so I can figure it out, and I'm just supposed to hand it over to you. And then when I hand it over to you, because you don't realize that this is really your problem, you just discard it and disdain it like it's trash. Baby, no. So that post, it irked me. Southern people would say it burnt my bridge. It burnt my biscuits. Okay. That hurt me, because the truth is, and I tell people all the time, some people, they'll hire me, and some people will say, well, I can figure this out on YouTube. Sweetie, go to YouTube. I want you to go onto YouTube, live on YouTube. Okay. And tell me how long it takes you to figure it out. Tell me how long it takes you to piece all these different things together, and let me know if it actually works for you. Because okay. Sorry, guys. It said is it back? Can y'all hear me? The pain of the learning curve, but it's worth it. And you got to learn. You've got to be willing to learn. You've got to be willing to have those headaches. You've got to be willing to expose yourself to something different, because if you don't, you will be left behind. The age that we're living in right now, guys, if you're not willing to grow, you're gonna stay where you are. And if you're okay with where you are, that's cool. Yes, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you, dear?
I'm good. If I could have a sausage, cheddar, and egg sandwich.
Alrighty.
Yes, and then for the drink, I'll take a tall matcha latte. And then do you guys have the salted pecan cold foam?
I believe we do. Real quick, is that matcha going to be hot or cold?
It's going to be hot.
Perfect. And then, yes, we do have the salted pecan.
Awesome. I'll take that. And no additional sugar in the drink.
All right. So, unfortunately, the matcha latte is, like, pre-sweetened within the powder.
Okay.
So it doesn't come with anything else.
Okay, good. Perfect. That's fine.
All right. And you wanted to add the cold foam onto the hot drink?
Yes.
Alrighty. I'll get that set up for you, dear.
Okay.
Hold around and we'll have that adjusted total for you.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. So, if you're not willing to grow, if you're not willing to have those headaches, if you're not willing to realize that, hey, I've got a learning curve that I've got to get over, you're going to be in the same place, and you're going to be stuck, and you're going to be complaining, and you're going to be saying, oh God, how come this, how come that? No, it's not God's fault. It's your fault, because you have to exercise your own dominion and authority over your life. It's some stuff, yes, it's God's job, but there's other stuff that's our job. And hey, Elizabeth, how are you?
I'm doing very well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. And did you want a stopper in your matcha?
Yes, please.
Okay. The salted pecan foam on there. That sounds.
You see that?
Yeah.
It's good stuff, girl. You should try it.
Sounds really good. All right. It's all
Okay. It's not God. It's you. And we have to stop overexerting the sovereignty of God in areas, in ways that He's like, no, that's not my responsibility. That's yours. That's on you, babe. You take that up. You take that up. That's on you. That's for you. Okay? Oh, Risa, that's a great summary. Exactly. And then one of the things, too, is like, yes, thank you. Sometimes it's easier said than done. Like, I can do a really good job. I'll just be honest with you guys. I can do a really good job of telling people what to do. And yay, thank you. I will definitely take some. I need some for the car. I didn't get a stopper though.
Oh,
you have one? Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you. You have a good one. The Christmas cups.
Oh,
you guys
I can give you one.
Okay.
They aren't holiday ones.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Okay, we have so many.
I
We really have so many.
Thank you.
Yeah, enjoy it. Have a good day.
You too. See you soon.
Thank you.
Bye. Okay. So, like, we're overextending the sovereignty of God, and that's not it. That's not it. We have to take authority over our lives, and as we do, yes, He will bless us. He will lead us. He will guide us. But I've never seen anyone, never in the Word, as many times as I've read it, as many times as I have been, years I've been in this thing, a disciple of the Most High, I have never seen where He was talking to someone or picked up someone that wasn't doing something, started leading and guiding and directing. Even Apostle Paul was doing something. It wasn't the right thing, but he was doing something. Okay? Like, we have to put our hands to work. You have to be willing to say, okay, I don't know this. I'm having a headache. I'm figuring out technology. I don't understand AI. I don't know what the big deal is. but I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to talk to somebody. I will let somebody help me. And that's what I was going to say. I'm good at telling people and directing people and creating systems and things for other people. But then when it comes to me, oh my gosh, I have learned the hard way through a lot of stress, a lot of loss, to just hire somebody. Like, can you do it? Can you do it for me? Okay, can you give me the template? Can you give me the blueprint? Okay, if you give me the blueprint, I can work a blueprint. I can, I just hire somebody to make it easier, because some things are not worth trying to figure it out on your own and wasting all that time. We gotta tap in. We really gotta tap in. And I'm not trying to put, be fearful or anything like that. I'm just trying to put a sense of urgency and a little fire under your tail, because the world is changing just like it did in the Industrial Revolution. We're in a different era right now, and you can't sit up here and say, well, I'm just going to stick with what I got and God going to do the rest and God going to make it work. Well, they should be charging me for that information. I don't think they should charge me. Okay, well, you go to YouTube University and tell me how that works out for you. Yeah? You let me know how that works. All right? Because it ain't going to happen. I wish I could stay on with you guys. I have an appointment, and that line was long. And yes, 2 people left the line so that I can move up. I'm very happy. But I'm not going to be able to keep talking and get set up in time. So let me not be a bad steward over what has been given to me. But I'll be back. And I'm going to post next year, February. I think it's the 20... I don't want to take the wrong date. I'm going to post it. The Digital Millionaire Mastermind, my husband and I are hosting. You need to go ahead and get your ticket. You need to go ahead and get your ticket. You need to go ahead and get your ticket. I'm going to post it in the comment section once I get off and get into the office. You need to go ahead and get your ticket, because this is what we're talking about. And these are the things that we're doing. And yes, if you're a business owner, can I use AI? You can use AI. AI will help you, but you have to know how to use it. You can't just sit there and say, well, it's the devil. Well, guess what? They said TV was the devil. And how many people have gotten saved through TV? Oh, social media is the devil. Okay, social media is the devil. Okay, cool. How many people have gotten saved, have gotten renewed? How many people have gotten their life on track because of social media, because of TV, because of all these things that we have, because of movies, all these things that we sit here and we despise and we push to the side because we don't want to be honest with ourselves and say, hey, I'm not really willing to learn something new. But you have to. Your life depends on it. So meet me there. And then also just some free resources. I'm pretty thorough with my YouTube channel, but I personally prefer one-on-one, and that's why I pay my coaches. So if you want one-on-one with me, you can send me a DM, but also subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm doing a lot of free courses: how to write an ebook, how to make $5,000 a month for the holidays, how to build out your course as a coach, or not your course, but how to build out your business as a coach. Some of my favorite apps and AI tools that I use for automation and things like that. Then I go deep into that stuff in Women's Success Circle. And I know y'all heard me and been hearing me talk about it, but that's what it's about. I can't just put everything on social media. I do my best, but I put it out there, but I can't just put everything out there, because if I don't give you a structure or a layout of it, then it's not going to make sense. And then you're just going to despise it and shoo it to the side. And I'm going to be a good steward over what God has given to me and put it in a way that makes sense. So that's what Women's Success Circle is all about. So you can go to womensuccesscircle.com. But y'all, there's a changing of the guards. Things are changing. And I'm talking about the mountain of business. Yeah? Yes, I do operate in the mountain of ministry. I also operate in the mountain of education, and I also operate out of the mountain of business. So it's time let's get into it and stop playing, because the work that God has called you to do is going to require funding. He's going to help you get funding, but you also got to put your hands to work and create some of that funding yourself. I love you. I got to go. I will see you soon, and we'll talk soon. And I'll put all that stuff in the comment section too.